Remember to be a fool. Sounds crazy, but by definition, a fool is someone who lacks a sense of judgment or good sense. But I'm here to tell you, good sense, judgment, both highly overrated. Wisdom is just a fancy word for cynicism. And foolishness, well, that's a condescending word for joy, wonder, curiosity. I think it was George Bernard Shaw said, "A man learns to skate by staggering about, making a fool of himself, then indeed progressing in all things by resultingly making a fool of himself." Man, I can't agree with that more. Oddly, it turns out that the world provides infinite opportunities to be a fool. Let's look at a couple. Let me think, a couple. Okay. Only a fool would risk failure. In doing that, be that fool. Take the chance. Don't live inside a box. Inside a box is boring. Let's see, what's another one? Only a fool would work hard when there's no clear objective. Be that fool. Being that fool is just doing what's in front of you. You get what I mean? Be excited. How would I put it? I know like right now you're like, fool, that's kind of crazy. This sounds crazy. But the reality is you're probably like, shouldn't we have some sort of direction before we take decisive action or do whatever it is we need to do? Otherwise you run the risk of wasting huge amounts of time or a lot of energy. But many of the times in life, like college. Remember when you college, for example, college graduation. When we graduated, we really didn't have a major. We didn't know what we were going to do. You know what I mean? There was no real clear goal on what we were going to do. And then you get out, you get a degree, you do all the work, you get all the credits, and you're overwhelmed with all the opportunities or like the options. And hell, I was afraid because I wanted to work in TV. I was afraid like I didn't know enough to succeed in the thing I wanted to do. That was like the main thing for me. Man, it doesn't matter. Be a fool. Work on whatever it is that's right in front of you. Right? Even when it feels like it's the most foolish thing in the world, just do it. Because I've come to discover I'm a little older. I know I look great. We're not going to talk about how great I look, but I'm a little older. And when you're doing that, when you're just working hard and you don't see anything from it, let me tell you what's happening. You're opening doors for the future and possibilities that you don't see right now. But when they happen, you'll be like, wow, that's why that happened. Now you know how to do this, and you never dreamed you'd even be doing it. That's why you just work on what's ever in front of you. You should be that fool. Here's another one. I know this one's gonna really come off like weird, like, oh, this boy is crazy as hell. But the reality is we have to scare ourselves. Step outside our comfort zone, do things we have no idea what they are. Scare ourselves. You get what I mean? And the reason why, I get it, it's scary. That's not really fun for anybody, but you have to do it. And the reason you have to do it is because it's the most potent catalyst of growth you'd ever encounter. Scaring yourself. Here's another one. Let's try this one. Only a fool discards his past and his future. Now, I know you all are going to be like, past and your future, this is why. You have to be that full because I get it. We should like learn from our past and plan for our future. I understand that, right? Well, sort of. See, learning from your past and planning for your future, sometimes, you know, the problem is we often take that concept too far and we undervalue the present. You know what I mean? Like we don't live now, we don't enjoy now. I wish there was a day, like a way. Remember when you like, when your parents or your aunts and uncles are around Thanksgiving, they're like, oh, the good old days, the good old days. I wish there was a way to know when you're in the good old days before you actually leave them. You know what I mean? Damn, that was kind of hot. That resonated with me. You know, I like that line. What are the good old days? You know what I mean? Like, when do they happen and why? Well, I like to think the good old days are like when you sit and you talk back, like Thanksgiving and school, or if you're out with like some friends you haven't seen in a while. That thing. And here's the thing. The good old days were like, are the days when we look back that we really, really liked ourselves. You know what I mean? Where you put forth the extra effort. Like when you went to school, college is like a perfect example. I contend the good old days, like, are days that were marked with like high levels of foolishness. Like where you just did what you wanted. Like, point in case, yeah, definitely. For me, I would say college were the good old days. College is always considered the good old days because it's like an incubator for foolishness. You do everything in college. You just get home. You know what I mean? You just leaving home. You just do whatever. Ain't nobody watching you or whatever, man. I'm reminiscing the good old days. But yeah, college is perfect for good old days. And like I said earlier, it's definitely one of the great incubators for foolishness. The first week you're in college, like think about it. The first week you're in college, you're like, you want to know who's in your dorm, or you make extra effort to meet friends and see who's in their dorm, or you help somebody move in if you know, I was popular so they helped me move in. But neither here nor there, you know, you do those things, right? You know, you help your neighbors move in, and for the next 4 years you work really hard. You know what I mean? You don't work hard, you don't totally bush, but you do work hard, you know what I mean? But in between, you know, you go to some weird poetry slam or some jazz concert or like maybe 1 or 2 parties. You know, you hit the club. It all depends on what state you're in. If it's a good state, if it's a corny state. You know, some states can be corny. You know? So that's when you get into jazz or poetry and all of that stuff. Then maybe you take, I don't know, like a road trip. I remember Freaknik was our thing. You know what I mean? That was a big thing for us. The Freaknik was a beast. But perhaps, you know, at some point, you know, in the downtime, since we wasn't always running around, it was downtimes, you meet people, you debate who's better, Jay-Z, Nas, or if you was like an English lit major, it was like Ann Rod versus Karl Marx, or yeah, like, or you take a road trip, or you joined a club, some weird club. They had like fashion club, like, you know what I mean, you join some weird club. Or you search the course catalog. You know, this is for the serious people. You search the course catalog and you try to find things that ignite your curiosity. Well, the reality is like, you know what I mean? Keep it in your heart. Laugh more than you have to laugh. Joke more than you have to laugh. Keep creating good old days. You know what I mean? people get older and they get so serious and so stuffy and so boring. Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard like a profound insight or thought? You know what I mean? Like something by like Iyanla Vanzant or Oprah, Will Smith, all that crap, not crap, but all the thoughts and things you see on Facebook and all of that stuff. Have you ever said that and thought like, wow, that's really true? Whether it's like, I don't know, Iyanla Vanzant, Brene Brown, if you're religious, Joel Osteen, T.D. Jakes, Shakespeare, Aristotle, Beyonce, whatever. The only reason those profound insights resonate so much with you is because at some level inside of yourself, you already know. And that's an important thing to recognize. Because if you recognize that, that means all of us are brilliant. All of us are profound. Get what I mean? Somewhere deep down inside, all of us, we share the secret of the world, of the human condition, of arts and sciences. Boom. No. How we live our lives is determined by how many of these secrets will be revealed to us based on how we live. You know what I mean? You gotta have fun. You gotta do it. And if you don't do that, you won't stumble on anything. If you stay in a box all protected, you won't do anything good. I get it. Pursuing knowledge and responsibility, of course, because I know y'all like, oh, he all flaky and all over the place. Pursuing knowledge and responsibility, that'll get you half the way there. But the other half is only tapped by being a glorious, wonderful, unforgiving fool. The world out there is cultivated on conformity and cynicism. But you don't have to do that. Put up a fight. Take a stand. Be a fool. I'm out. Dorian Bernard. Be a fool.